What's going on, everyone? So the Christmas of the sports world is officially here. Super Bowl. We have Super Bowl Sunday. I am excited. We have the 49ers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. The game starts at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, so 6:30 Eastern time. So make sure you're locked in, got your drinks, got your food, and you're ready for the actual game. Now, obviously, this is the biggest game of the year. This is also the biggest betting game of the year. This is a lot going on. And I personally wanted to kind of just go over my thoughts and opinions on the game, who I think is going to win. And of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comments below. So again, quarterback-wise, Patrick Mahomes is far and away the greatest quarterback we have ever seen. Will he inevitably become the GOAT? We will see. Time will tell, right? Because there's a lot of things that go into that. But just pure talent, creativity, just abilities are just A1. We've never seen anything like this. This guy is just unprecedented. And he's just so fun to watch. But also his experience, his ability to navigate these high pressure situations and overcome. He's one of very few in the history of the sport to be able to do that. Now, Brock Purdy has been fantastic, right? Many people's eyes, MVP. And although he has shown recently that he can come back and he can play from behind and he can be that quarterback that people want him to be, there's no denying who's the better quarterback. And the real question is, can Brock Purdy keep a relative pace with Patrick Mahomes, right? Now, the coaching disparity, that's something that many people have brought up. Now, Shanahan, I think, is a offensive genius in many ways. He is absolutely spectacular. But Andy Reid might be the greatest coach in the history of the sport. His record off of a bye speaks for itself. And so he's had time to plan and prepare. And just, there's definitely the pairing of Reid and Mahomes I would take over Purdy and Shanahan. Now, as far as that goes, as you break down the roster, I mean, the 49ers are unfair, right? On paper, they are like ridiculous at every position. I mean, their backups could be starters on most teams. I mean, the talent level on the 49ers is insane. And it's not saying that the Chiefs don't have a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent. Their defense this year is by far the greatest that they've had in the Mahomes era. But as much of the ailments as people have, like with the Chiefs and their offense and, like lead the league in drop passes and, Patrick Mahomes doesn't really have real receivers on, they've been fine. And Patrick Mahomes has shown when it matters, when it counts, he's going to get it done. And that is a real thing, right? And will the 49ers be able to semi-contain and pressure Patrick Mahomes? It's a real question, right? Again, to me, Patrick is the ultimate X factor because whether he's behind or he's ahead, you're in trouble. You're never out of the water with that shark, regardless. I mean, we've seen Patrick Mahomes be down multiple touchdowns and immediately come back and win games. We've seen him be ahead and just put the game too far out of reach. And the real question with the 49ers, and especially Shanahan, is he going to be able to handle that pressure and that know-how of Patrick Mahomes is always going to be right there, right? You look at the history of Shanahan, it's not great in regards to having 10-point leads and playing from behind and all of those factors that you can genuinely make the argument that whether the Chiefs are down 10, it favors them, or if they're ahead of 10, that favors them. And that is something that is a huge, huge factor, in my opinion, going into this Super Bowl. Because, yes, the 49ers, I believe personally, have a more talented overall roster. But the Chiefs just have several X factors that I don't believe can be overlooked. And maybe say you played a best of 3. Maybe the 49ers win that 2 out of 3. Or, you have a best of 7 or something, right? Maybe the 49ers win that. But you don't have to, in the world of football, win a 2 out of 3, a 4 out of 7, right? You just have to win one game. And it's about who can deliver in that moment, execute properly, and do what is necessary to pull out ahead in that game. I think the Chiefs' experience, the calm, cool collectiveness that is Patrick Mahomes, as well as the head coach that is Andy Reid, who has had time to prepare, really overanalyze, and create a game plan and structure, and his ability to get his guys ready to go and execute, I think is going to be something that is going to be very hard for the Niners to overcome. And I think, and again, these are just my opinions, I think it's more likely that the Chiefs blow out the Niners and the game is over by like the third quarter than it is that the Niners blow out Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think, personally, the Niners need to either establish that tone early on or really extend that lead to where, okay, now you're just trying to weather and you pray that Patrick Mahomes doesn't beat you and you can generate enough stops or generate enough flow to where you can come out ahead. Because if this is a game where it's a back and forth, the Niners are going to lose that. If this is a game where the first possession, the Chiefs get the ball and Patrick Mahomes goes down the field and scores a touchdown, you're going to lose that game. If this is a game where the Niners end up coming up blank or say come up with a field goal in the opening drive, they're probably going to lose that game. The Niners are going to not only have to manage and navigate that game, but they are going to have to essentially dominate it, in my opinion, if they're going to win this game. If it is a back and forth, I believe Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will find a way to win that game. The problem is that the Chiefs haven't given up like more than, I think it's 24 points, something like that, in the last 20 games. It's not but the Chiefs have that ability to where they could go down and score 31 and you're done. You're dead in the water. Right? I mean, look at the Baltimore game. Everybody thought, oh man, Baltimore's offense, they're just too good. Man, Ravens, can the Chiefs put up enough points? If I told you going into that Ravens game that Kansas City only scored 17 points, you would have thought that they lost by 2 touchdowns. They held the Ravens to 10 points. Lamar Jackson just won the MVP. And the Chiefs went in there on the road the entirety of the way and just ran through everybody. Literally just ran through everybody. And the big question was, can they win on the road? Hey, they've always had the home field. And guess what? Patrick Mahomes said, stop it. Okay, sit down, relax, watch what I'm about to do. And now they're going to be playing on a neutral site. And you have a team that has been there and done that just won last year, that is ready to go. And yes, they have some different pieces and interchangeable parts, but the core is there. Travis Kelce, is going to have a handful of incredible moments. That Patrick Mahomes is going to have a handful of spectacular plays that you just go, what do you do? So to me, it's how do these two teams, specifically the 49ers, how do they respond to the Chiefs' spectacular moments, right? It's 4th and 15 or something, and Patrick Mahomes just, or let's say 3rd and 20, right? Maybe not fourth and 15, but let's say like a 3rd and 20. And it's like, oh man, they're down a touchdown, right? Niners, great stop, here we go. And then he pulls a rabbit out of his hat and gets a 25-yard play, goes down and scores a touchdown. Do the Niners get deflated? Do they go, man, like, that was our moment, right? We get the stop, we're up 7, we go score again, now we're starting to, or do they look at that as like, okay, good play, let's go. Let's go down the field. Brock, suit up, let's make this happen, right? Like, those are the differences. Because you see those things. Like, there were moments in that Baltimore game where you just saw the Ravens get completely deflated. And you saw them question, can we beat the Chiefs? There were literal moments. I mean, there were cameras panning over to that sideline, and it looked like some of those players just saw a massacre. And it was a win, and the game was in reach. Like, it wasn't a game where it was like, we're down, 24-3, or 28-3. Shanahan reference, right? Like, it wasn't anything like that. It was like, okay, like, we make a good, solid play or two, we're in this. Let's go. And yet, there were moments where they thought, okay, we're gaining momentum, and boom, the Chiefs halted that. Or the Chiefs made the play that changed things, right? And then you just look over and you just see a team that's just like, deflated. Do the Niners find that? To me, there's more margin for error for the Chiefs because of Patrick Mahomes than there is for the 49ers. Like, Patrick Mahomes, I think, can throw 2 or 3 interceptions and the Chiefs can still win the game. Because Patrick Mahomes can make up for so many mistakes so quickly, you don't even realize that he made those mistakes. But if Brock Purdy throws 2 or 3 interceptions, they're going to get destroyed. So, to me, it's like, can the 49ers put together and string together enough just plays, keep the momentum, right? Create a bit of separation. I'm not saying that they have to go and going into the fourth, it has to be 35-7 or something. No, I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm saying, like, if it is this, like, shootout type game, the Niners are going to lose that game. But if they can kind of, again, manage, apply pressure to Patrick Mahomes, right? Defense, do not give up the big plays. Do not give up those big momentum swingers. Don't give up those moments where you run the risk of you getting deflated. Don't let Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs dictate and control this game. If the Niners can do that, they'll win this game. But if it's one of those things where Patrick Mahomes is playing and it's just another Sunday for him, and he's out there and he's wheeling and dealing, and they're even let's say they're down a little bit, right? No big deal, right? If it's one of those, the Niners are going to lose this game. How do they handle the Chiefs? And I don't just mean solely in their production of play. Obviously, that's important. But I mean, as I mentioned earlier with Baltimore, there were moments where they just looked defeated. They just looked deflated, and the game was far from over. Literally, it's like, man, one solid drive, and we're in it. And yet, they just never seemed like a team that felt like that was the case. Do the 49ers get in that position? Let's say the Niners are up 10, and the Chiefs come down, and they go, boom, back-to-back touchdowns, and now they're up 4. Does Shanahan start reliving those demons and start panicking and freaking out and whatever? Does Brock Purdy, is he able to continue to deliver and play from behind? The last thing you want is Patrick Mahomes to believe and smell blood in the water. As soon as he believes it's over, that's it. You're done. they need to manage not only the play and production on the field, but the play and production off the field, on the sidelines. They need to be able to control their emotions and not show that, hey, we are a team that hasn't really been here. We are a team that is inexperienced. We are a team, because to me, again, I believe the 49ers have the most talent. But one game, you don't have to be the best team. You just have to be the better team that night. That's it. And so to me, I just think there is more leeway for the Chiefs than there is for the 49ers. I also believe you just don't bet against the GOATs. You don't bet against the Tom Bradys. You don't bet against the Michael Jordans, the LeBron Jameses, the Kobe Bryants of the world. You don't bet against those guys. And Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys, without a doubt. And I just think that push comes to shove, I think the Chiefs are going to walk away with this Super Bowl. And I think that we're going to be talking about, are they really about to three-peat next year? It's what I think. Look, as a guy from LA, many of you are familiar with me and my channel. You know I'm a Laker fan, right? I just the LA environment. I'm not a 49ers fan by any stretch, but I would love to see a California team win it. I'd love to see the Niners. You got this rematch. I'd love to see the Niners get it this time. I just don't see them winning it. And if they do, great. I will be happy. We will be celebrating. We will be talking. I just personally, I think the Chiefs go get this W. I just think we are living in Patrick Mahomes' world right now, and just sit back and enjoy the ride. And I just trust if we are in this situation of a Super Bowl game where it's an actual game, I think the Chiefs are going to come out on top. I think the only way the Niners truly win this game is if they are basically in control the entirety of the game, or they just come out guns a-blazing and it's a 21-3 game. But even then, I wouldn't. I still would be hesitant, right? I almost would have more concern if that's the case, right? If the Niners come out and they win and it's like 21-0 or something, I'd be like, uh-oh, here comes Patrick. Patrick's going to start turning on the Jets here a little bit. But again, they have to keep this game within reason and show clear control, right? Now, obviously, if it's a close game and you're in control, all it takes is one play for you to get out of control, and that's what I'm talking about, right? That's why I think there's just more leeway for the Chiefs than there is for the Niners. I just don't see the Niners just completely running the Chiefs out the field, right? I just don't see that. Is it possible? Of course, any given Sunday. And so I just think if this game is close and this game is tight, unless the 49ers have established real dominance, the run game is cooking, Purdy is controlling and really just managing this game great, their schemes are working, everything's flowing, I just think the Chiefs are going to win this game. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? We're hours away. But as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Who do you got in this game? I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. Who do you think wins? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree with my points? Are you somewhere in the middle? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.